Everyone, and welcome. We live in a world of flashing screens and constant pings. So the big question is, how do we give our kids digital tools that actually help them grow without totally overwhelming them? Well, that's what we're going to dive into today by exploring a new philosophy called Cudddleliko, which offers a much gentler, more connected answer. First up, we're going to unpack the digital dilemmas so many of us are facing. Then we'll get into how Cuddleliko's holistic approach flips the script. We'll dig into its 5 core pillars, see how they all work together to create one connected world, and we'll wrap up with a really big question about what childhood growth can and maybe should be. All right, so let's jump right in with a challenge that, let's be honest, has become super common: the digital tools we're handing our kids. And this really gets to the heart of the problem, right? I mean, think about it. There's a different app for every little thing, and each one is screaming for attention with points, timers, and notifications that just never stop. It all adds up to this really fragmented digital life that can leave kids and parents feeling pretty stressed out. So Cuddleliko's answer to all this digital chaos, it's a totally different way of thinking. Instead of a bunch of separate, competing apps, it imagines a single, gentle, and connected world for a child to just explore and grow in. And this is really the foundation of the whole Cuddeliko philosophy. A kid's development isn't some neat little checklist. Their feelings, their creativity, their learning, it's all tangled up together. So why do we have all these apps that force them into separate little boxes? Cuddleliko's answer is simple: they shouldn't have to. Okay, so that's the big idea. But how does it actually work? Well, it's all built on what they call the 5 pillars of growth, and together they form this complete little ecosystem. So here they are, the building blocks of this entire world: play, journal, learn, E, which is short for emotions, and me. Each pillar supports a really unique part of a child's development. Let's break them down one by one. Okay, first up, play. And in the Cuddeliko world, play isn't about just, chaos and high scores. It's actually designed to be calm and creative, to build confidence with things like drawing and fun prompts for their imagination, instead of just overstimulating them. And this comparison just says it all, doesn't it? We're moving away from all that pressure to win, to get the high score, and all that sensory overload. Instead, it's about creating a safe space where a kid can just shine and explore. The goal here isn't about being the best. It's just about being you. All right, next up is the journal pillar. And this is basically a quiet, private space for a kid to just be. They can capture their thoughts and feelings with their voice, by writing or with drawings, and there's zero pressure to get it right or explain themselves to anybody. And on the surface, it sounds pretty simple, but behind the scenes, it's actually quite sophisticated. This whole journaling tool is quietly supported by 16 different social-emotional learning parameters. What that means is it's helping kids build awareness of their emotional, mental, and physical well-being, all in their own time. Pillar number 3 is all about learning. And the whole approach here is to make learning feel, achievable. The lessons are short, they're clear, they're calm, and they respect a kid's natural attention span. Plus, they're available in a bunch of languages, so kids can learn in whatever way feels most comfortable. And again, this contrast is just so important. The focus isn't on speed or just memorizing stuff. It's about building confidence, sparking that curiosity, and really getting to an understanding. It's not just a race to find the right answer. Okay, pillar 4, EM, is where things get really unique. This is a space that's 100% dedicated to emotions, where a kid's feelings are treated with respect and are always, always welcomed. And this quote, wow, it's just so powerful. So in this space, you have these compassionate AI companions designed for total emotional safety, and they're just there to listen. A child can talk about being sad or angry, and the companion just listens and helps them explore that feeling, turning that confusion into real understanding and even strength. And that brings us to our final pillar, ME. This is the spot where a child can actually see who they're becoming. It's all about that self-belief, that personal progress, where their effort is what gets celebrated and their growth is made visible over time. And this distinction is, I think, just huge. So much of our world is all about achieving something, hitting those milestones, getting the grades. But this pillar, it shifts the focus inward to that personal journey of becoming who you are based on your own unique strengths and interests. Okay, so we've looked at all 5 pillars, but here's the thing. Their real power isn't that they're separate. It's all about how they connect to create this single, cohesive inner world for a child.
See, the whole ecosystem is built on a few really simple but profound ideas. First off, it doesn't rush childhood.
It's not trying to compete for attention with loud noises and flashy lights. Simply put, it doesn't overwhelm. And instead of trying to cram something into every single second, it does something that's almost radical in the digital world. It creates space.
And that is the real gift here. Space. You've got space to feel, which is supported by that EM pillar. You've got space to learn, with the calm guidance of the learn pillar. And at the end of the day, you've got space for a kid to just grow, with all 5 pillars working together to make that happen.
So this all leads us to one final big idea. It's really a way to redefine how we think about what childhood growth even means today.
And so Cudddleliko leaves us with this really powerful question to think about. What if growth wasn't some kind of race you have to win, but a world that's just there to be explored? It's a real challenge to how we build